Today is Dom's mock test. I've been teaching him to drive and I think he's ready. Do you know how many hours you've had?
Around 40 hours with you.
Over 40?
Yeah.
I think it's about 44 with me. So you've had hours before, haven't you? Do remember, when you came to me, you weren't a complete beginner, but I did start you from the beginning.
Yeah.
I think you're ready, so hopefully he passes, but we will see. What you're going to see is how someone drives when I think they're ready. A mistake can still happen though. So, do you want me to go and get your examiner?
Let's do it.
Right, he'll be with you in a moment. Hello, you know who I am, don't you?
Hello.
I'm your examiner. You can call me Gary.
Hello, Gary.
What would you like me to call you? Dom?
Dom.
Oh, good, nice and easy.
Yep.
Okay, would you like me to tell you about the test?
Yes, please.
It's going to be between 38 and 40 minutes. It's going to take into account various road and traffic conditions. I may ask you to do the emergency stop and it will include one manoeuvre. Also,
Understood.
for part of the test, you'll be following the sat-nav. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Well, I have a question for you. How do you check your ABS? Or how would you know if there's a problem with your ABS?
The ABS symbol on the dashboard will be illuminated permanently.
Can you show me?
Yeah. So we turn the ignition on.
Yeah.
And the ABS symbol, as you see on the dashboard right now, will be on constantly.
All right. Okay. So please follow the road ahead, unless road signs or markings direct you otherwise. And if I want you to turn left or right, I'll tell you in plenty of time.
Okay.
Okay, move away when you're ready, please. As you know from the title of this video, the test goes well. So to give me something to talk about, I'll comment on what he does well, but I'll also fast forward the boring bits where not a lot happens. Good observations when moving away. He didn't make any cars approaching brake and he was aware of the pedestrian on the pavement. End of the road right. It's good that he checked his centre and right mirror before signalling, but he didn't check his left mirror before moving back to his side of the road. However, he's not steering much and it is gradual, and he has just checked his centre mirror, so he has a good idea of what's behind him. And the fact that he is barely changing his position means that this is unlikely to be marked on test. Good cautious speed on the bend. End of road left. This left turn was excellent. He manages to miss the difficult left knuckle corner without going over the curb. He did have to use some of the other side of the road in the new road, but he was cautious and made sure it was safe first. And pull over before the next car on the left. Don't worry about the driveway. Stop within a car length of the car, please. That'll do there, thank you. Move away when you're ready, please. This is the angle start. All category B driving tests have this. He has to move away without hitting or nearly hitting the car in front and without affecting oncoming traffic. That's close. The car behind starts to drive round us and Domas starts to move. However, he moves a tiny bit and stops immediately, so this will unlikely be marked. Good control during the angle start. However, next time he should make sure the car behind is giving way before he starts moving, instead of making sure the car behind is giving way as he starts to move. Good to see that he checks his centre and left mirror before returning to his half of the road, especially as this time he steers more sharply and he's starting from being completely on the other side of the road, so his change in position is greater. And
you pull over on the left, please, near the next lamppost. Thank you. I would like you to pull up alongside that car, reverse back, parking next to the curb, close to the curb, and within 2 car lengths of the car. The parallel park exercise. Yep. You ready?
Yep.
When you're ready, please.
Good that he checks all around to make sure it's safe before he goes backwards. I've made a bit of an error. I have forgotten to tell him to treat the dropped curbs like raised curbs. However, he seems to be putting 2 and 2 together, and he's doing this anyway. During your driving test, your examiner may ask you to do the parallel park outside of a driveway, and they'll tell you to treat the dropped curbs like a raised curb. And that's because during the 40-minute test, it's likely they won't find an ideal parking spot. My B-Day rear wash wipe is getting a little bit creaky. Bear in mind that on camera, vehicles ahead look much further away than they actually are.
Okay, thank you. Move away when you're ready.
Good control, good observations, good accuracy, and he didn't move into anybody's path as they were trying to pass him.
If you pull over at the side of the road, please, in a safe place.
He's stopping opposite a junction, which is normally a minor mark for position normal stops, but it's a quiet residential cul-de-sac, and in my experience in these situations it's not often marked, but I'm going to mark it just in case.
I would like you to follow the sat-nav.
Yeah.
Her name is Cindy. Hopefully she'll start talking to you soon. Follow the road ahead and follow the instructions on the sat-nav.
No worries.
Turn left onto Normandy Avenue.
Good speed and gear for the junction, and he maintained a good position throughout.
In 300 yards, turn left onto Mersey Road, B1025.
Good speed and position throughout this bend. Many drivers cut this bend and drive into the path of oncoming traffic. Good anticipation for the oncoming vehicle. Good observations before pulling out, although he could have started a bit earlier.
Take the next left onto Mersey Road, B1025.
Excellent speed, preparation, position and observations throughout this junction. He didn't nearly hit the curb, he didn't nearly go on the wrong side of the road, and if he needed to give way, he could have done so easily without braking hard.
In 100 yards, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Abbots Road.
He steers left a little bit late here. This is not the normal position for turning left, but he's not far out. Good speed, preparation and decision.
After the road on the left, if you can pull over at the side of the road
Okay.
before the bus stop. Thank you. Move away when you're ready, please. Would you mind doing a wipe of the rear wiper, please? Thank you. That's your show me question. Actually, I should really do the show me test question when you're moving. So can you show me how to wipe the rear wiper, please? Thank you.
Not a lot happens here for a while, so I'll fast forward.
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Old Heath Road.
Good that he's slowing down for the parked car, as there is less room because of the oncoming traffic. Good mirrors and signal. He has prepared his speed and his gear in plenty of time. And a good decision.
In 300 yards, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Whitehall Road.
Pull over on the side of the road here, please.
This was supposed to be his hill start, but the hill wasn't really steep enough, so later on I made him do it again on a bigger hill.
Thank you. Move away when you're ready.
A little bit late with his blind spot check, but just in time and a good overall hill start.
Just a reminder, at the mini roundabout you're going right.
Yeah.
He's rolling in second gear with the clutch up, ready to go. Sees he has to give way, so slows down to a walking speed and gets first gear, and then takes a good opportunity without needing to stop or roll back, mostly down to his good timing. The sat-nav has already told him to go left at this mini roundabout, but it was a quarter of a mile ago while he was doing the previous mini roundabout. However, he is following the sat-nav and he is going in the correct direction. Ideally, he should have brought the clutch up and minimised coasting on the approach to the junction, as he was rolling fast enough, and his decision was a bit late. He decided when he was rolling on the line, but no harm done on this occasion.
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Colne Causeway, A134.
Good approach speed. He's about to lift the clutch up in second gear to keep the car rolling, but then sees there are plenty of cars to wait for, so he stops and gets first gear. Takes a good opportunity.
In 300 yards, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Eastern Approach.
Good mirrors and signal for leaving the roundabout as he drifts to the left lane on exit. The car is prepared in good time with the clutch up in second gear, ready to go. And he gave himself plenty of time to find an opportunity safely without taking his eye off the road ahead for too long.
When it's safe, if you could move to the right lane, please.
In 300 yards, at the roundabout, continue straight onto Colne Causeway, Elmstead Road.
You find it easier to use the right lane at the next roundabout, and if you exit in the right lane as well.
Yep.
That will help you with a junction later.
Good early preparation towards the roundabout, which helped him find his opportunity.
In 100 yards, at Greenstead roundabout, take the second exit onto St Andrews Avenue, A133.
Another excellent approach towards the roundabout. He has prepared the car well so that he is ready to take an opportunity as soon as it presents itself.
In 50 yards, at Greenstead roundabout, take the second exit onto Clingo Hill, A133.
I like how he is moving his head from left to right. He is not only looking for cars he needs to give way to, but he's also looking for shields. It's good that he chooses the left lane on the dual carriageway. He should be in the left lane by default unless he knows he's turning right soon or he's overtaking. He should be staying within the 30 mph speed limit until he reaches the 50 sign. However, he goes over the speed limit so close to the sign that it's unlikely to be marked. It's good that he slows down early towards the queue of cars. This will keep his minimum speed higher, meaning he has to brake less and the drive will be smoother. The right-hand lane branches off, goes round a sharp bend and then approaches some traffic lights, so they're slowing down. Domas is not undertaking in a bad way. He is maintaining his speed and keeping with the flow of traffic as the right-hand lane starts to slow. As we pass the national speed limit sign, the speed limit goes from 50 mph to 70 mph. However, the conditions at the moment aren't great. It's good to see that he is following the traffic ahead at a safe distance. And it's good to see that he changes lane early before he gets too close to the bus for these conditions. Bear in mind that objects ahead look about twice as far away on camera as they do in person. The sat-nav says he needs to turn left, but it also says in half a mile. This is causing him to slow down too early as he's expecting the junction too soon. This would likely be a minor mark for appropriate speed. He initially thought it was this turning on the left that the sat-nav was asking him to take, but now he realises it isn't.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left onto Tye Road. Turn left onto Tye Road, then you will arrive at your destination.
It's good that he slowed down early enough that he could take this left turn safely. This turn catches many people off guard and they end up taking it way too fast.
Pull over in a safe place
arrived.
on the left, please. Okay, continue following the sat-nav for the road ahead, please.
This road is narrow. It has holes, puddles, often mud in places and bits of debris that has fallen down from trees. He has not seen a speed limit change, so it's still national, which on this road means 60 miles per hour. However, I think he does a very sensible speed and keeps a sensible position throughout. He dodges the worst bits of the road, but also he avoids oncoming traffic. Ideally, you should avoid the big puddles, and if you can't, you should go through them at a reduced speed because you don't know what's under the water. Also, if you hit a large enough puddle at speed, it may cause you to lose control of the car.
So what would you normally be doing today then?
What would I be doing today?
Yeah.
Going to work, going gym.
What do you do for work?
I work at Screwfix.
Oh, okay, I know. Quite a useful place, that.
Yeah. So a bunch of goodies.
Been at college?
Yeah. Done 3 years of college.
You finished that, have you?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
I've done electrical installation for 3 years. So in the future, I believe I'll get a job in the electrical industry.
You want to be a Sparky?
Yeah.
Okay. My brother's a Sparky.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you can hook me up.
I don't know. I'll ask him. He's not a real Sparky though.
Ah.
No. He just does fire alarms.
Uh-huh.
In 300 yards, slide right towards Wivenhoe Road.
Of course, I am joking. Fire alarms are arguably one of the more important electrical devices in a building. However, where I'm not doing my job properly
Take the next right towards Wivenhoe Road, then turn left.
is I have failed to realise that the sat-nav is telling Domas to go the wrong way. I should have picked this up and given him the correct direction.
Take the next left towards Wivenhoe Road, then slide right onto Wivenhoe Road.
Mm-hmm.
This is a sat-nav issue.
Head east.
Don't blame you for doing this. You did just follow the sat-nav as I said. So, see if you can get yourself out of this one then.
Yeah.
Despite the misdirection, he turns the car around safely without getting flustered. I am impressed.
You were just supposed to continue on the main road. And for some reason it want you to go round this bit of grass, which you can't really make it round, can you?
Yeah.
Well done.
Slide right onto Wivenhoe Road.
One odd thing to do.
I was so confused why I done that. So, I mean, I still followed it.
Continue on Wivenhoe Road for half a mile.
The 60 mile per hour speed limit here in these conditions is too fast. It should not be treated as a target. What it really is freedom. Freedom for you to choose the speed that you think is safe without a harsh, low restriction. And that is what Dom is doing. He's driving as quickly as he can. That is safe and legal. I feel comfortable and I don't feel like he's going much slower than he needs to.
In 300 yards, turn left onto Chapel Lane. Take the next left onto Chapel Lane.
I'm so happy to see that he slows down to make sure no one is coming out of this single track road before he goes in.
What a road.
Don't tell you I didn't take you anywhere.
Continue on Chapel Lane for half a mile.
I'm happy with his speed on this road. It's not so much that the road is narrow, he can see far that no one's coming, but the road surface is poor, there's bits of debris from trees and puddles. Also, he's close to houses.
Oh wait, a bit further.
He's using the signal because he thinks it's a right turn, but it's just a right bend.
Oh, he just follows. Never mind.
Very good caution and speed on this bend. He can't see what's coming the other way, so he is slow and ready to move to the left to give way. It's important to understand that wet leaves are very slippery. They can almost give the impression that you're driving on oil.
In 300 yards, turn left onto Bromley Road. Take the next left onto Bromley Road.
Right, it says road closed, but still turn left at the end of the road.
Okay.
It was a bit more left than right of this gap, but I can't really complain. It was properly narrow. If you're not sure you can fit through the tight gap, then don't go. Trust your judgment. If this is the case, then one of you would need to reverse until there's more space to pass each other.
Continue on Bromley Road for 1 mile.
Just after this bend, if you can pull over at the side of the road, please.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm now going to ask you to do the emergency stop.
Okay.
Don't do the stop unless I put my hand out and say stop. I may look behind like that to make sure it's safe.
Okay.
Move away when you're ready, please.
Flying through. Oh. Need to control that clutch.
A little jerky, but he's normally smooth.
Stop. Thank you. I won't ask you to do that again. Move away when you're ready. And I'm going to give you directions from here. So no longer following the sat-nav.
Okay.
Good reactions, it was a hard stop and the ABS kicked in, and good observations before moving away.
Front window's missing a little bit.
Okay.
The next bit of road is a bit tricky and catches people out. It's a bendy bit of road that's downhill, that's often slippery, and there's a junction on the left as he gets into the bottom of the hill. However, he deals with it safely. I should also mention that it's common to meet a lorry coming in the other direction here, and often they need more than their half of the road. But he slows down before he gets near the curb and keeps it safe. And this is the road on the left where cars would be turning in front of you from the right if they don't see you coming. Good speed approaching this parked car on the bend. He is ready to give way if he needs to. Good speed and position throughout passing these parked cars. He is keeping danger to a minimum.
At the mini roundabout, please follow the road ahead. It's slightly to the left.
A signal to the left here would be beneficial to other people using the mini roundabout, but as he is basically going straight, it is only a tiny bit left, I'm not going to mark this.
If you can pull over at the side of the road, please, on this hill.
This bit is steeper, now he can do the proper hill start.
Move away when you're ready, please.
Ideally, he should check his blind spot before signalling, because he should check the situation first before he tells people he wants to go. A good controlled hill start. Good caution at the zebra crossing. It's hard to see both sides.
At the roundabout, I want you to go right, third exit.
Yep.
He is signalling too early, making it look like he wants to take the road on the right instead of go right at the roundabout. So this would be a minor mark for signals timed. He goes to block the traffic light crossing, but he's lucky because the cars start to move before he has to stop. Notice how he keeps checking right to see if he can go at the roundabout even though there are cars in front. It looks further on camera, but he is too close to the car in front. If he gets much closer than this, then this would be a minor mark for following distance. Good position on the roundabout and good lane change to leave the roundabout.
And at the roundabout, I'd like to go town centre on the sign.
Okay.
It's good that he follows the road markings and signs and he gives way.
Mini roundabout, right.
A safe speed approaching the mini roundabout that reflects his current ability, and he maintains a good position after making a good decision.
Here's a lesson for you. You know what a monkey is?
No.
£500.
Right. I know what a monkey is, but I thought you
Traffic
mean...
lights, we're going right. Sorry, left. Left
Okay.
at the lights, please. Okay, with that in mind, if a monkey is £500, what's a
Big
bag of
monkey.
sand?
Nothing compared to a monkey.
A bag of sand's £1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last chance. What's a jam jar?
What?
At least guess.
Well, I know what a jam jar is.
But if it's not a jam jar, what is it?
If it's not a jam jar, what is it?
Yeah.
A jar?
You're sitting in one. It's a car.
Okay.
People these days, you know, the youth. What are they teaching you at school?
Not much.
Okay, here's one. You're having a giraffe.
You having a laugh?
Well done.
Let's go.
Check out the brains on you. I gave you a clue with that one though. I put it in context, didn't I?
Yeah.
Traffic lights, we're going left.
Okay.
It's good that he notices and gives way to the oncoming bus. But although he can't fit with the bus, he can fit with the oncoming cars.
Next road on the right.
A little bit slow turning into this road on the right. It's big enough that you could probably do this at closer to 10 miles per hour, but it's not slow enough to likely be marked on a driving test, and it's certainly not a repeated issue.
Next road left.
Good speed turning into this road because it is narrow.
And you pull up on the left where we started, please.
Yep.
Okay, turn the engine off. So, would you like the result?
Yes, please.
What do you think?
It's been a difficult drive. I don't know if I pass or not. I actually have no clue if I pass or not.
Well, I'm pleased to say that you have passed.
Yes.
Now, go and get Richard to give you the debrief.
Okay.
All right. Well, good luck on the road.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, you passed.
Yes.
It was not an easy drive. I didn't try to give you an easy drive there. I probably could have made it harder. I can think of a route that would have been harder.
Mm-hmm.
But you had some single track road, you had some 70 road, you had some 60 narrow country road. You also had the more challenging, or some of the more challenging roundabouts in the town. That doesn't mean it was completely fault free.
Yeah.
Now, there wasn't any serious faults or any dangerous faults.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and go through some of the more minor errors.
Yeah.
Whether or not they would be marked as a minor on a test, that is questionable, because some of them were like close.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe not. It depends on the examiner.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember everything. I'm going to try and start from the beginning. So you moved away from here, did the angle start. There was a car waiting behind you when you did the angle start.
Mm-hmm.
You started to move as they was coming
Yeah.
around you, but you moved such a small amount,
Mm-hmm.
and then you stopped straight away, that I doubt that would be marked. You were signalling to ask to move out. They were waiting behind you, so I don't see a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you did okay there. It was if you didn't stop as soon as you did, it would have been a problem.
Right.
Moved away from there, you did the parallel park. Can't remember a problem at all on the parallel park. You did well there. Good finish position, good observations, good control. Then I got you to follow the sat-nav, pulled over at the side of the road in traffic, moved away, pulled over on a slight hill in traffic, moved away again. I was thinking that wasn't a steep enough hill, so I got you to do another hill start later.
Yeah.
And then at the mini roundabout left. Okay, first problem, small problem, was when we were in a 30, and I don't think this would have been marked, and we were going into a 50.
Right.
You started going over 30 miles an hour before the sign.
Right.
Now, you didn't do it badly though. If
Okay.
you would have come off the mini roundabout and started accelerating up to 50 straight away, and you were getting close to 50 before the sign,
Right.
definitely a fail.
Uh-huh.
You were holding back your acceleration. You did wait for the sign, but you started going just a little bit too early. And I
Right.
think you hit about 34 at the sign or something, but it's so close to the sign that I doubt that would be marked. Now, this is an issue that many viewers may think was an issue, but it wasn't. You started undertaking quite a few cars on that dual carriageway. There was cars
Right.
on your right,
Yep.
but they are turning right. They have a junction that they're doing in the right-hand lane there towards Wivenhoe. We're going straight, so they're backing off the power. They're starting to slow down, so it's normal there to be passing on the left and carrying on up the road. You've got to be careful.
Yeah.
Watch out for people who may want to be changing lane. And then you got round the bus. You're getting up to speed. I think your speed was very appropriate for the conditions. Like, it's a 70 mile an hour road, but it's getting a bit wet, and you sort of decided not necessarily to go 70. But you started to get a bit confused with the sat-nav. The sat-nav was saying
did.
half a mile,
Yeah.
next road on the left in half a mile. And you started slowing down. You thought
I
it was a
didn't hear
road.
that. I think I was too
But it
focused.
says it here.
Yeah.
It wasn't saying it in words. It says here up here,
Right.
like how far away the junction is. And you started slowing down. Okay, you're doing 60, half a mile away is still a bit far to start
Yeah,
slowing down
yeah, of
if
course.
you're going to take the left turn there. I mean, if you're on a dual carriageway or motorway, you definitely want to be in lane one within half a mile if you can for your
Yeah.
exit, just to make sure you don't create conflict by trying to come in late. But I would say that would probably be a minor mark there,
Okay.
because you started going a bit too slow. Luckily, it didn't affect anyone. There was a bus behind, but they were
Yeah.
quite far behind. And then you got your speed up before they caught up again. Then you took the road at a more appropriate speed. So I'd say that is most likely going to be a minor mark on a driving test. Country roads fine, very wet, a lot of debris on the road. I think it's a 60 limit, but your speed and position was appropriate for the conditions. The sat-nav tried to make you go around a bit of grass.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was going to do that until you started doing that. I wasn't really listening to the sat-nav, if I'm honest. So then I thought, oh, you're slowing down. Oh, the sat-nav's telling you to turn right. And I thought I'd just let you do it. And that wasn't part of the test. Whatever happened there, that was not an intended part of the test route.
Okay.
I'm not going to make that part of the test. That can happen. I've seen that happen on tests before, where the pupil goes somewhere where they weren't supposed to, not because of their fault, not because of the examiner's fault, because of something else, and the examiner's just sort of given the test like a bit of a hiatus and giving them some help and say, right, they carry on then. Back to test resumed now. I didn't do that because I felt like you had it under control. You turned the car around and you got going, which was fine. So you dealt with that brilliantly. Down a single track road, again, appropriate speed for the conditions, a lot of debris, a lot of water, very narrow gap at the end where it said road closed, got through that in the middle. Not easy.
No.
So that's good skill there. I'm impressed with that. Emergency stop, good. I can't remember though if you checked both your blind spots before moving away.
Yep.
You did?
Yep.
Okay,
I
fair
looked
enough.
both sides.
I just, in my head, I can't remember that happening. So if you did, fair enough. I've got it on video. So
Yeah, of course.
If not, that would be a minor mark if you
Yeah.
haven't checked both the blind spots before moving away after the emergency stop. And then we did a couple of junctions, fine. I asked you to turn right at a roundabout. You started signalling right before a road on the right.
Oh,
That would definitely be a minor mark.
Right.
So that would be signals timed. There's 3 different boxes for signals on the driving test report. So you can get minors and serious marks, etc. in 3 different areas, which means you can actually miss quite a few signals and get the signals messed up quite a few times before it becomes a fail, because you've got 3 boxes to fill out.
Yeah.
And you can get usually up to around about 5 minors in each box before it becomes a serious, depending on how serious each minor is. So that would be a minor there for signals timed. Roundabout, I was getting a little, I'll be honest, I was getting a bit annoyed approaching that roundabout. I don't think you did anything wrong for me to mark it on a test, but there's a car in front of you. There's several cars in front of you, and you keep looking out that side window, seeing it's safe to go.
Right.
And as a result, you keep sort of approaching the car in front and having to brake a bit hard.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I do remember
And it's
that.
not very comfortable, because I'm looking at that car thinking there's a car in front. Oh, it looks like he's going now, and he stops. It looks like he's going, he stops. And you also didn't leave the traffic lights clear.
Yeah.
And you recognise that. I know you recognise
did.
that. But you were lucky because the traffic kept moving and you didn't block it. But you were where you went wrong there, and you were lucky nothing actually happened, you're just focusing on whether or not it's safe to go too early.
Yeah.
You're in a queue of traffic, deal with the queue of traffic. When you get close to the giveaway line, or when you're one car back or the next car in line to go, then start thinking, can you go? Because you took your attention away from driving nicely at that point. I was itching to say something, to say, look, just focus ahead, stop looking right, focus on this queue for now. But obviously it's a test, so I can't.
Yeah.
And then at the roundabout you went left, that was fine. Mini roundabout right, had a little bit of Cockney rhyming slang lesson. I felt that was all fine, possibly a bit slow at the beginning up of Brook Street, but then I'm taking responsibility for that because I distracted you with the Cockney rhyming slang. But bear that in mind, that when you got your licence and you're driving, you're going to be distracted by people.
Yeah,
That's the
of
whole
course.
point. You've got to put driving first.
Yeah.
And someone asks you a question, I distract you on purpose sometimes. I want you to block people out, focus on the road.
Right. Okay.
I don't think you probably went slow enough for long enough for it to be a minor anyway. It was brief. And then we made our way back here, and I can't remember any other problems there. So I don't know if you've been counting. It's definitely a minor for the signal.
3 or 4, I believe.
Yeah, but a lot of them were maybes.
Right.
The signal for the minor for the signal is definitely a minor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can't remember if I just mentioned any. I'm not going through the whole test again in my head.
Yeah.
It'll take a while. But you'll know. I would have written it on screen exactly what the mark is. So it is a good pass.
I'm pleased
Not
with that.
many minors. You are ready to take your test. So it's just a case of taking your test, passing your test now.
Yep.
We'll get that booked up, and hopefully you will be passed within 2 or 3 weeks. Usually people can find a test within that time. I find there's a long waiting list, but I don't bother with the waiting list, just find one. If we've got the flexibility, I've never not been able to find a cancellation. So, I think I'll wrap the video up here. If you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're looking for car insurance, check out the links to Collingwood and Confused in the description. If you're learning to drive and want to insure yourself on somebody else's car, then Collingwood are there for you, because you can do so without affecting the owner's policy. Via the link at the moment, there's up to 35% off and a £20 Amazon gift card. If you want to insure your own car, I recommend checking out the link to confused.com, because you fill out one quote form and get loads of quotes back from many insurers to compare who's cheapest, and you can change your car on that quote as many times as you like, which is useful if you're trying to compare how much it costs to insure different cars. That's useful if you're shopping around for cars. Using the links doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel, so thank you very much. Subscribe to get my future videos, and until the next one, cheerio.